welcome back to episode 4 of the PQ Lounge. We're joined by a special guest, James Santore, former player of LaSalle University for baseball, and now the director of brand strategy, chief of staff for 76 Capital. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, I want to get this off my chest right away. Were you friends with Trey Herring or Jan Rivera at all on the team?
I'll reluctantly say yes. I am associated with those guys. I love them to death. Great guys. They really are. So I'm lucky to know them, and I know you guys are friends with them too.
Yeah, Luke and we grew up with Trey in Lancaster, PA, and I met Jan through Trey, and his father was nice enough to get us some good seats for the Blue Jays games, and that was a really cool experience. So I've known about you guys for a while. I went to a few games, and that kind of brings us to our first topic that, Luke, you can kind of get into.
Yeah, and I know, obviously, being avid followers of Barstool, like most of us are, obviously, James, you and the rest of the team, were on the pizza review the other week. Obviously, a big one, bringing awareness to, a big topic right now. LaSalle cut 7 sports recently, I believe, 3 male, 4 female, if I'm not mistaken, or might be the other way around. But I know you had talked about during that time, you guys were trying to bring in additional revenue that, the school hadn't previously been bringing in the past. So I was just curious to see, how you guys were going about that. Is there any ways that people can also help to bring awareness and help raise money besides the GoFundMe and the other things like that as well?
Sure. No, I appreciate that. And yeah, it's the Barstool stuff was pretty crazy. It happened. Look, the internet's a crazy place. We thought of something during a town hall, which is the first thing we did, that shows the power of the internet, where we found out the programs got cut. And right away we said, hey, we're going to do a town hall tonight. And we had 60 plus alumni in there. And that was really how we kickstarted all of this. It's like, hey, we're going to bring all these different minds together. We're all different backgrounds, but we're all LaSallian. We all went to LaSalle. We all had the same types of experience in Olney, and we love that place. We love every little piece of it. So for all of us to be able to come together immediately and be able to get ideas and use our emotion and channel that the right way was pretty awesome. And then, from there, the Barstools kind of took off. And again, that allowed us really to be able to focus more on the business side, because that did a lot of the media for the social media for us. And it made people care about LaSalle. It made people know what LaSalle is. And it really helped drive further the point that this program deserves saving, and so do the other programs. So we're doing this for more than just baseball. It really is for that greater good of LaSalle. And we're very serious about that. It is for the entire LaSalle community, and that's very important to us. So, now with this publicity we've received, we have over 2 million views on the pizza reviews, which is still scary, especially.
That's insane, man.
I really hope my mom and sister don't read the comments that are on the pizza reviews, because
savages in there.
Yeah, it's a little bit creepy sometimes, but
yeah.
But yeah, it's been great, and because of that publicity, people have reached out and wanted to help us, and really, kind of like you said, Luke, like I think a big way for us right now, besides the GoFundMe and besides, obviously, if you have millions of dollars, please call my line, because we can work with each other. But another thing we're really trying to focus on is bringing, again, those different revenue streams to the schools. So whether that's sponsorship opportunities, whether that's you want to donate some different aspects of the facilities, like we need to make this school a lot better. And for those who haven't been to LaSalle, again, it's in the heart of North Philadelphia, which is a very, it's a city. So there's not a lot of space. A lot of the facilities are older, and, to have a really competitive Division I athletic program, you need to have good facilities. You can't compete with the St. Joe's in Philly, and then let alone the big schools down south or out west. So for us to be able to be competitive, we need to upgrade those facilities, and that's going to not only help baseball, but help all the other programs as well. So that's a big piece of this too. If you work somewhere that can help us build these new facilities, that can help establish new infrastructure, that's going to help all the athletes succeed, especially in a Northeastern environment where you can't be outside for several months of the year, that's the next step for us. As far as, again, that's for the public side. Again, from the back end, we're really focused on the private equity side of things. Really raising this capital that we can then bring to the school to help not only bring us back, but the other programs back too. But again, and not just the infrastructure side too. If there's any creative ideas you have out there, please reach out, because again, we're trying to be as creative as possible. We created a deal with a wood bag company that's going to help us out.
That's awesome.
Coming out with the merchandise. Yes. So we're coming out with a merchandise store tomorrow where people can buy shirts and different things that we're going to sell. And after that, we're going to continue to do that. We're doing a Salle Baseball coffee. Like, we're trying to just get as creative as possible.
Let's go.
So the more ideas that people share with us, the more that we can do. So again, it's an open forum. Please reach out, and I'm happy to hear anything.
Very cool. And I have a little question about the article I read in the Inquirer. It said this was not a cost-cutting issue, and the resource would be reinvested into the other sports. I'm just a little, maybe you know more about that. What does that really mean? Does that mean baseball? I mean, does that mean basketball program pretty much?
I mean, that's again, I don't want to make any assumptions, but
Sure.
It would make sense for that. And I understand that. Again, I think a big thing, our whole entire mission here and our message is that, we're trying to bring positivity to LaSalle.
Sure.
We're not mad at LaSalle at all. We understand, again, the current situation with private colleges, small schools, all of that. It makes sense. At the same time, we're not going to sit back and just let it happen. So
Right.
I understand basketball needs new facilities. I understand other sports need new facilities. So let us help you. Let us bring something that helps not only just basketball or just another sport. Let's do something good for the entire school. And I think, honestly, this is really a chance for it could be the best LaSalle story of all time. I mean, if you think about it, you have an entire alumni base coming together, using all the skills we learned as baseball players, as business students, as other students, and to save not only our program, but also potentially save other programs and maybe make the school we all really wanted it to be when we were there from an athletics perspective, and also regular, student perspective for on-campus life. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this continues to develop, but this could really be a game plan for other schools to kind of do the same thing. So that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to be as creative as possible, like I said before. And it's been fun so far.
No, and I totally agree. I mean, obviously it's a win-win. Going off of Hazi, your question, you guys bring awareness to not only baseball team, but the school. You just said that, and that's a great point. Obviously, it's a win-win for everybody. You bring awareness to the entire university as a whole and not just athletics. So I definitely think that that'll help you guys in the long run as well. But I was curious as well about this, and I know Hazi was too, in terms of going about getting in touch with the president, the AD, the board of trustees. Obviously, people like the president and the board of trustees, it's not so easy where you can just, pick up the phone, hit them up, say, hey, like, what's the deal with this? We need to bring this back. So just was curious as to how you guys first went about that. I know having the town hall, brings awareness right away. It gets a bunch of people involved and it can kind of create buzz that way. But again, was just curious as to how you guys first went about that and getting in contact with those sources.
Sure. Yeah, I think the first thing I'd say is that alumni have been extremely helpful, especially, a lot of the guys from the 1985 team, which actually went to Omaha. They're probably the best in Salle baseball history, and obviously they're very passionate about that. They just celebrated the 35th anniversary of going to Omaha.
Wow.
And I was lucky enough that one of the alumni went to the pizza review, and we talked for a long time afterwards, just about everything. And he gave me a pin that they were all given as a commemoration of their trip to Omaha. Ooh. So that meant a lot to me. It was pretty cool to have, he said, hey, look, you deserve this, have this, like, because of what you're trying to do. And again, it's not just me. I have a whole team of people. That's my roommate, Joe Raver, his jersey behind me. He's helping to lead the charge too. And then Kevin McGowan is another alumni as well. Like, we're all in this together, but it meant a lot to me personally that he gave me that pin. And a guy like him, again, he was on the best team at LaSalle history, and he doesn't want to see this program go. So they've put us in touch with a ton of different people. But also, and I have to thank my boss, Wayne Kimmel here, but, like you said before, I'm the chief of staff at 76 Capital, and my boss, Wayne, actually wrote a book on networking. And it's one of those things that, you hear networking a lot as a buzzword, especially as you're going through college and you get in your career, but you don't really realize how important it is until you're in a situation like this.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden your network explodes, and that's only if you know how to do it the right way. So I'm very lucky that I've learned how to network through my boss, who's an expert, and I've been able to get in touch with people that I never thought I'd be able to get in touch with. So really tapping into that network, understanding how to utilize the network, and then, from there is being able to execute on getting those opportunities to talk to people and present opportunities to people. So it's really been, it's an exercise of business acumen, networking skills, perseverance. It's really like all the traits you need to be successful in life. It's what all of us are going through right now. So it's a good test for not only myself, but all the current players, parents. Like, it's really just, we're learning a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like you're the perfect person for this. You got all backgrounds come together, and you're the chosen one right now. But going off that, 76 Capital, yeah, what are you working on there? How do you feel like that could really be a huge beneficial impact on getting these programs back if it wasn't for 76 Capital?
Sure. Yeah. So we're a venture capital firm. We invest in strictly early stage sports tech startups. So for us, it's esports, sports betting, and then general sports tech. So we have a baseball company called Diamond Kinetics, which literally has a radar gun and or has a radar gun and a spin rate sensor inside a ball. It's really targeted towards like the youth players that want to be able to get better but can't afford a few $1,000 piece of machinery. And those are and that type of investment is something that's really important for us because we're trying to invest in the next, the future of sports. And we think that type of technology is the future of sports. But through my work at 76, again, the networking aspect, we work with so many different teams, so many different athletes, so many different leagues that, again, as I'm going through this process now, trying to find the best way to get our message out there, to get help, to raise awareness, all this type of stuff, it kind of goes hand in hand with our thesis on investment and how we kind of conduct ourselves in the investment world. So we only work with smart and nice people. We're trying to do the same thing here. Everybody that we've worked with, everybody I've met that went to LaSalle is a smart and nice person. So
Nice.
again, there's a lot of parallels between the way we operate at 76 and the way we're trying to run this right now. So again, 76 Capital is not going to make an investment into LaSalle Baseball. I can confirm that right now.
I was curious. I was seeing if you really get to that
again,
point.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of,
so we are
no,
not.
sorry, keep going.
No, I would say no, we're not doing that. But again, they let me go on their podcast last week that we do every week, and that's the 76 Capital Leadership Series. Subscribe on podcast right now, 76 Capital Leadership Series.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Sorry for the shameless plug there, but yeah. So they let me use that platform to get out to, again, a huge network of different types of people in the sports world and in the investment world. So I appreciate that, and they're always supporting me behind the scenes. So again, same thing with Prez, no direct investment, but everything that they're doing behind the scenes is doing way more than we could have ever asked for from a monetary standpoint.
Now, touching on Prez too, this was another thing that I had wondered. Now, obviously, he's in Philly right now. They got the betting house in Old City, just got here. So was that did someone pitch that as an idea right off the bat, after the town hall, yo, we should hit up Prez, try to get him to do a review? Or was it just kind of off the rip type thing? How did that kind of go about? Because I was curious about that.
So I will actually take credit for that.
You have to, man. You have to.
As a big Barstool guy, and again, working in the sports betting industry,
sure.
Obviously the 2 and 2 it's kind of been a very unique convergence of the two. So I'll share a short story about this side of things with Barstool, where in November I was actually in Vegas for work, and I was at a dinner with a ton of sports betting executives, and we're sitting there, we're talking about the industry, the different changes we're expecting to see in the year 2020. And I said, yeah, I think Barstool's worth $500 million. And everybody laughed at me. They all laughed at me like I was an idiot. I was like, okay. Then in February, they announced a deal with Penn National for $450 million. So I was $50 million off, but
you were close
enough, right?
Yeah. But it was one of those moments where people realized that I understood what I was talking about, but I also saw Barstool and sports betting from a different perspective of, our demographic, where we may not know or care as much about the way the line moves as much or something else. It's more of hey, we want the personalities. We want to have fun betting. It's a different aspect of that. So, when they came to Philly, when I was seeing, obviously I follow Prez and I see the types of tweets he puts out, and I'm thinking, hey, here's a historic college program right in their backyard that's, on its last life. Why not reach out and see if he wants to be the savior? I mean, that's a perfect story for Prez. So again, it worked out, and he really leaned in, and I mean, he was a very cool guy. No idea what to expect. And
sure.
Anytime you meet a celebrity, but very approachable. He was happy to be there. Just a cool dude, and he did wonders for us. And I will, address this because I think a lot of people are starting to talk about this on social media now. There are people that are unhappy that he was on campus. And again, I understand that. I understand that different perspective. And I think having different perspectives on this stuff is so important because, if somebody's offended by what we're doing, that sucks. I don't want anybody to be offended.
Sure.
All I'm trying to do is we're trying to bring positivity and make LaSalle better. So, anything that we do to cause, disappointment or make somebody upset is something we're not trying to do. But at the same time, we are trying to bring positivity. And, Prez did say something about LaSalle not being the prettiest campus, but okay, that doesn't mean it's not an amazing campus, and
Sure.
beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So we may not outwardly look amazing, but to all of us, it's the most beautiful place on earth. And, I would leave my comfy home I'm in right now and go live there any moment. Like, I would do anything to be back at LaSalle. So I think a lot of people that are upset about the way we handled things, or, the fact that he was on campus, it's like, we're looking at it from the perspective that this man literally got more attention for LaSalle in one day than we've been able to get the last 20 years, even going to the Sweet 16.
Wow.
So it's one of those things where he did us a favor. He did something because he cared about the school, cared about the program. He made jokes about it. We all make jokes about it. But again, LaSalle is a special place. This is a special situation. And we really need to find a unique way to get the word out to people. And that's how we did it. So it worked for us. And again, I keep saying this, I'm willing to talk to anybody that's upset about it, because I do want to hear you out. I understand your perspective. So, I'm willing to do that. But again, I'm very happy with how everything went. Dave was awesome at taking pictures with people and just enjoying being at LaSalle. It was just a really cool experience. So I'm happy with the way it went.
Yeah, and I agree. And I guess, like, as a whole, like, what does make LaSalle special? Like, I know I went to Temple University. I love North Philadelphia. I love the culture up there. For you guys, like, what is it that makes it so special, and why should people care?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, like, the best people I've ever met, and it's funny because my mom and dad said the same exact thing. All my friends from like high school and back home, they say the same thing. It's like our friend group is just so special. We literally see each other every weekend still. Even when people move away, we're talking every day, and that's just not me. That's every single class at LaSalle. It's every single person I met that's made it through the 4 years of LaSalle. These are the best people you ever meet, and they're your lifelong friends no matter what. So it's such a special place because that community, that culture, it's powerful, and you really feel like you're part of a family as soon as you step foot on campus. I mean, it really is true. And again, for baseball, I know baseball, it's again, 35-man roster, 52 game season. 52 games is a lot of games to play in a 3-month span. 15-hour bus rides, a lot of time spent in close quarters.
Yeah.
So these become your brothers very quickly. And again, that goes for every other team, but like, you spend more time with your teammates in those 4 years than most people do with another person their entire lives besides their significant other. So we all have built this connection. We've been through the same types of things. We all help each other out in any situation. We all have each other's backs. So to think that there's going to be kids that are committed to LaSalle or at LaSalle right now that aren't going to be able to have that same experience, it breaks our heart. And we just can't let and we need to make sure that they get that opportunity.
Sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 130 student athletes are going to be cut. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's right around that number. And that's a lot. And that's not even considering the amount of kids that have already committed.
Yeah.
So I know today we just lost a huge commit, one of the biggest commits we've ever had at LaSalle because of this.
Man.
So it does have lasting effects on these types of announcements. But again, this is a chance for us to turn this negative PR into a huge opportunity for LaSalle. And that's all we want to do. We want to help the AD. We want to help the president. We want to help the board of trustees. And we're willing to do whatever it takes. So that's our goal.
Sure. I have an idea. Luke and I were discussing, you mentioning El Prez. You mentioning, hey, any idea works, right? So you're mentioning sports betting, barstool, baseball. So hear us out. This is our PQ idea for you guys. And maybe you already had it. But what if you guys, I'm going to read this off my phone, for brand awareness, have a barstool betting house home run derby. You can put spreads or whatever on each barstool members who would participate, Big Cat, El Prez, whatever, Marty Mush, and raise awareness for LaSalle, bring in money, whatever. That's our PQ idea. Find some – and you're a pitcher. You could freaking pitch to them.
I don't want to hurt any of them. I'll usually hit people. So, but and Marty Mush better win that, by the way. That dude's a professional baseball player now. So, but yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, that's the type of stuff too. It's fun. It builds awareness, and that's how we have to think. Again, this isn't a normal situation. So getting those types of people to interact with LaSalle. I mean, Prez was wearing a LaSalle shirt on when the Sunday Night Football stream. So he just did that out of his own, kindness of his heart. So I love that idea. Again, we have to be careful with betting to a degree. I don't think that should be an issue now that it shouldn't
Hey,
be that big of an
PA's
issue.
legal. PA's legal.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, thank God it's legal because I wouldn't have a job without that. But it's that's a great idea, man. I love that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take that to somewhere, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna make that happen.
We'll try and make that
Me
happen.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask El Prez. But just something casual here. I mean, I know you're a big sports fan in general. We're a big Sixers brand. During the season, we're very locked into them. What's your opinion on Doc Rivers getting hired?
I cannot be more excited. I needed
Thank you.
some good Philly sports news just because, again, it's been kind of dreary for the past few weeks / months. I think Doc's going to be able to, if he can manage KG and Paul Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be able to take Embiid and Simmons and really just be able to and utilize their skill sets the best way possible. I love Brett Brown. I thought he was a great guy. I didn't think he necessarily maxed out the skill sets of both of those superstars. So I think Doc's be able to do a good job of that and help build a better flowing offense. Because I know as somebody that watches every single Sixers game, having to watch that offense every night, it made me want to jump off of my roof.
It gives you anxiety.
It does give you anxiety.
It literally does. I'm like, why did they just pass the ball? Why does nobody get open? Like it's almost like watching the Eagles offense. It's like, why is everybody just standing there? Nobody's getting open ever. It's like, oh my God, I can't take this. But
no, and that was,
I'm very excited for Doc.
Yeah.
That was one of my last questions too. Keeping it Philly sports real quick. Do the Eagles have a chance to turn around their season? Can Carson Wentz help them? I know the NFC East, very weak right now. Obviously, unfortunate what happened to Dak this past week as well. So, the Cowboys have Andy Dalton in there, who we all know is very unpredictable. Me being a Steelers fan, unfortunately, don't judge me.
Don't listen to him.
We've dealt with Andy Dalton forever, and I loved it because he was terrible. Now, like I said, with Carson Wentz, he struggled a little bit early. Just wanted to get your thoughts too on, do you think, he still can lead them back to the playoffs this year and beyond?
Yeah, I think Carson, I think he showed some resilience against the Steelers on Sunday. I think Travis Fulgham, honestly, has completely changed the offense, which is the words I never thought I'd be saying, but man, that dude is a stud. And that's an awesome story too. If you haven't read Travis Fulgham's story, it is pretty awesome. So I'm very happy that he's an Eagle. But I think as you get Rager back, I think as hopefully Deshaun comes back healthy, and I think hopefully Alshon comes back healthy, it opens up the offense a little bit. So I think we're getting there. I think the play calling is getting better. I think we need to use Miles Sanders a little bit more because the dude is a freaking stud.
And help my fantasy team.
And help his fantasy team. But yeah, I mean, I think there's an opportunity. I think the defense obviously is a lot of flaws too, but the Eagles find a way. And the one thing I would say about Andy Dalton too is the Cowboys' offense is so loaded that I think any of us can go in there for the quarterback and maybe throw for 150 yards and a touchdown. So I do think that's part of it. I think we'll have some success, but I do think the Eagles, if they, I know they have a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way, but I think the NFC East, they'll definitely be in it until week 16 again, which will make it all stressful for us. So.
Sure. And then just to patch things up here with Salle, what ways for people listening, I'm going to tweak some things out on PQ afterwards with links for the GoFundMe. What are all the ways that people can help bring awareness and donate to the cause, just so people know?
So on Instagram, go follow at Salle Baseball. And on that page, you'll see a link tree in the bio that can take you to the mailing list, the GoFundMe, the petition, and then hopefully tomorrow our store will launch where the merchandise will be housed. You can also follow myself on Twitter. I'm kind of the Save LaSalle Baseball Twitter page, just under my name. It's just happened to be like that, but at James Santore. So it's just my name. And then again, you can find all the links on our different social channels. And then again, GoFundMe, anything helps. It just means a lot that people are really going there and donating. Petition's very important because the more names we have on there, it just shows how many people care about this cause. Again, the merchandise store, we have some pretty cool merch coming, short sleeve hoodies, long sleeve hoodies, pocket tees, just trying to give people what they want. We have had a lot of people ask us about the different merchandise. And then, so we have a mailing list that'll keep everybody, in the loop on the detailed stuff. So a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of cool stuff coming. So this is really, the pizza review was kind of the the launching off point, and now we're just we're gonna keep rolling until we get this thing back. So it's gonna be a crazy few weeks.
And James, before we end here, because I know you got to go, you got stuff to do. You're a busy man these days. But has anyone ever thought? We know El Prez loves his merch. Is there a LaSalle Athletics El Prez collab maybe in the works? If you could get that done, possibly.
Let's just say that the question has been asked to the man himself. So I'm just waiting to hear back.
Listen, I, for one, would absolutely buy. And again, if you have a link to the store that isn't directly posted, please send it to Ryan or myself, and we will make sure that gets reposted, because obviously having merch and people being, able to buy that and support that in that way will definitely help. But want to just thank you again for coming on, giving us your time. I know, like I said, you've got a lot of things going on right now. Just a lot of different things moving within the LaSalle community, and especially with the pizza review and after that. So again, appreciate it, man, and enjoy your night. And we really do, thank you for your time then.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And hopefully you two, Jan and Trey, we can all go grab a drink sometime soon.
Oh. Say no more. We are on it. Absolutely. We'll make sure to make that happen. But again, signing off, James Santore, now Barstool aficionado. We'll give him that title. But signing off for now. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.